Hello, welcome to Books with Shasha, and now we will be deciding my September TBR. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, last month in August I had a pure romance month because I wanted to give romance a full shot. And I enjoyed it. And typically my favorite genre is fantasy science fiction, so I was pleasantly surprised. But for September, for the fall, just in general, I kind of want to go back to my roots a little bit because I've learned my romance lesson that I should never judge a genre, especially if I haven't given it its full shot. And I will incorporate romance more into my monthly reading than I did before. And but I still will stick to the things that I like. So I do have some prompts for this month's readings to help me kind of decide wisely. So I read 5 books last month, and that's just because I spent the first 2 weeks trying to trudge through that first book that I read. But this month, my delusional TBR is 8 books. So I believe I can get through 8 books this month. If I get through less, fine. If I get through more, even better. So the categories that I have are, I have finished that series, meaning I'm gonna read in 2 books. I have to choose where I have to finish that series because I am notoriously known for starting series and taking forever to finish them or never finishing them at all. So I'm just gonna try my best to finish that series with 2 books this month. I'm gonna choose a book from my favorite genre. I'm gonna choose a romance book. I'm gonna choose a book that gives me nostalgia. I'm going to choose a book from an author that I have recently rated 5 stars. I'm going to choose a thriller book, and then the last book, the 8th book, is going to be a mood read. I am definitely a mood reader, meaning whatever I'm in the mood for reading, I'm just going to pick it up and read it. I will assign a book to that now, but that will still be a question mark later. So first things first, the finish that series. So I have to choose 2 books from Finish That series, and one that immediately comes to my mind is the Children of Blood and Bone series, because I have all 3 books and I've only read the first book and I gave it 5 stars. So I have to read Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and that's going to be first up, to be honest, because I think I'm going to like it, to be honest. And I'm excited that I have the 3rd book. It just came out this year. I got me a signed copy, girl. And yeah, so I have high hopes for this one. Children of Blood and Bone, fantasy book, powers, all the things, kingdoms, black people, love it. How can I not? For the Finish That series, I think I read Legendborn earlier this year, and I have a copy of the 2nd book of Legendborn. I have Bloodmarked, but I have not read it. This book is, or I don't actually know what this one is about, but I do know what the first one was about. Pretty much Bree, she was on the campus of UNC, and she discovers a secret society, and she discovers some powers and magic and things that exist beyond the world as we know it. She discovers some root magic within her own family and her own bloodline, which I think was amazing. And yeah, so that was pretty much the first book, and this is a continuation of that. I know it's like a King Arthur mythological thing, so I think it'll be continued with that. The next thing is read a book from my favorite genre. Okay, so my favorite genre is fantasy and science fiction. I think I'm gonna read this one. So this is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I bought this a couple months ago. I think it was like some kind of sale I got this at. And I know that this is about a vampire and I think a werewolf, an alpha. And I think it's more romantic-y, but I've had this on my TBR for a while and I'm just coming out of my romance bag. So I feel like this is a perfect mix of the things that I like. So I think this will be what I will choose for my favorite genre. Big Girl Summer by Danielle Allen. That's because I didn't get a chance to read that last month. So I want to kind of continue that thing there. The next category is nostalgia. I think for nostalgia category, I'm going to put The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soul. I think this book is about 25, 26, 27 years old, and it was very, very popular growing up. I've seen so many people read this book. Like, I think my mom read this book a couple times. I've seen it around my house growing up, but I've actually never read this. So I know I got it. I picked it up a couple months back because I just had to have this in my library because, you know, it's such a classic. But it's a classic that I have not read. So I think that this is going to give me all the feels. And even though I'm late to the party of reading this, I just hope that I enjoy it as much as everyone else has enjoyed it. A book from an author you recently rated 5 stars. Well, I read Ashley Poston, The 7-Year Slip last month, and I rated her 5 stars, but I don't think I have another Ashley Poston book. But I did rate Tia Williams, The 7 Days in June, 5 stars. So I think I'm going to read her again. And I have high hopes because I heard good things. I got a signed copy of this one. This is A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. Like, I actually have no idea what this is about. But I love 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. And I got this one signed. Hey. So I will be reading this one this month. Next category is a thriller. I know exactly what I want to read because I've been wanting to read this for months. It is The Silent Patient. Now I heard that this one is a bit of a slow burn, but I've been wanting to read this for so long. And I love thriller. Next book is Mood Read. So this is my last book. So this is a book that I'm just gonna keep as a question mark, meaning like we will know when I get to the end of this month what I actually end up reading for the Mood Read. It might be The Blonde Eyes first, but because I've been dying to read this book because I read Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington. And I love that one. I rated it 5 stars. And I think that I'm going to like this one. It came out. I got me a signed copy, y'all. Hey. But yeah, I think I'm going to like this one. But I also want to save this for October because it gives me like an October, Halloween, fall vibe. And even though September is the beginning of fall for me, I feel like this is perfect for October. So I think I'm going to be in the mood to read that towards the end of September. But I'll keep this on my mood read for now, but my mood read is my free-for-all, meaning whatever I pick up and I feel like reading is what I'm going to read. We've got about 8 books in total that I am to read for September. This is, in fact, a delusional TBR because I got a job, y'all. I got work, I got friends, I got family, I got a dog. This is the books that I plan to read. So I think there's 7 physical books and then 1 on my Kindle. I listen to audiobooks while I work, so I may or may not, trade one of these for an audiobook. I hope I don't do that. But I may or may not also listen to a couple audiobooks, so maybe my actual books read this month will be like 10, or maybe it'll be like 6, and this is all delusional. I don't know. But yes, thank you so much for watching Books with Sha.